Leaving without going through the reception line, Mr. Sir. What you been doing, lad?
It's just some stuff for my place. You know, canned goods, powdered eggs.
A lot more to it than that, isn't it? We've been watching you down below, poking through all sorts of things. Snatched some keys, too, didn't you? Mr. Adler? You remember Mr. Zirk? He does carpentry for us.
You the one that jimmied the lock on the gas pump last week, Jerry? Oh, it's no great loss. I only want the truth.
Well, yeah. I took a little from my bike.
And what happened when you rode your bike? Did the engine foul?
Well, yeah. That gasoline is watered down. And then, well, I took some food from storage 3. I dug something funny was going on. Only I didn't understand.
Well, how much did you understand, Jerry, to what we're doing up here?
Look, whatever it is, it's where you're at in your evolution. And non-involvement is where I'm at in mine, you know? I don't have to understand what's going on. I wouldn't tell a soul anyhow.
No, I don't think you would. Non-involvement. It's a very good philosophy. You know, Lester here tells me you're an excellent worker.
Thanks. I just try to be into whatever I'm doing.
Well, we need you up here. So don't you worry about what happened tonight. You just keep it under your hat.
Oh, I had to cut a hole in the fence up there to get in, but I'll fix it. You can count on it.
Stealing explosives? I don't foresee no problem.
We'll play down the publicity on this. Lester, I want patrol dogs up here before the weekend. I want the members to know that you can slip in and out of here, as that fellow did.
I can hardly accept his death, let alone these cheap, easy theories.
Well, the police are allowed to theorize, Ms. Zirk.
Oh. It's been 2 weeks now, and there's not one word of real proof from that police chief Mulray. He won't even answer my phone calls. My brother had the hair for it, so therefore my brother must be a radical terrorist. Slam! Just close the books on Jerome Zirk for good.
That article in the newspaper says that there was dynamite found in the wreckage and that your brother also had cut a hole in the fence of that rod and gun club.
I don't care what was found where. Jerry was totally nonviolent.
Lester Bach here, the manager of the Rod and Gun Club, agrees with the police. He says that your brother's friends were radicals, dangerous elements.
Look, Jerry had his faults, but he never hurt anybody.
What do you think happened to your brother?
I don't know. I just know it's not what the newspaper says.
Well, it could have been bad dynamite. They might have tried to cover up an on-the-job accident, something like that. Mac, can I talk to you?
Excuse me.
I believe that girl.
Yeah, I do, too.
I don't like it when people are put into a niche because of the way they look or who they hang around with, especially when they're dead and don't have a chance to defend themselves.
You know what? I'm a little teed off about those cops up there. I think they sat on this case. That hurts my professional pride. There's another thing. These little towns, they don't like outside investigators coming in, you know. So be very courteous, kind,
I'll use country charm, home cooking, whatever it takes, but I want to get on this, huh?
Yeah, all right, me too. Let's go.
I'm looking for Lester Bach, the club manager.
And Bach?
How do you do? Peterson T. Ryan. Difficult to shake hands through the fence. I'm looking to apply for membership here in the club. I took my first buck a couple of years ago, and, well, you must know how it is when you're once-blooded. So for now, let's take a look at the grounds, all right?
How did you hear about the club?
Well, I was passing through town and somebody mentioned it, and it seemed like the kind of facility that would suit my purpose perfectly.
This club is not open to you.
What'd you say?
This club is not open to you.
Mr. Bach, you haven't heard the end of this. This news will travel into the Harvard Club and come out and come right down on your neck. You can count on it.
Mitch, I think we'll let the dogs run today.
Look, Chief, but my friends on the LAPD did a sweep on Jerry Zirk. He didn't even have a prior record.
I suppose you think you're in podunk. Look, we got a police computer complete with flashing lights and buttons. I know the Zirk kid had no prior record. So what? Neither did John Wilkes Booth, far as I know.
But didn't you talk to some of his friends, compile some material on his revolutionary activities?
I'd have wasted my time talking to that bunch. Till last July, Zirk and all his friends lived together in a commune. Now, any person or persons that live in a commune are communists. That's nothing I made up. I quote Mr. Webster.
All we need is another corpse. Get a gate, I'll cut him off, find out what his problem is.
Excuse me. You were such a great advance man yesterday at the Rod and Gun Club. I thought we'd better go by the book and avoid the dogs this time. So I dropped by the real estate office and I picked up this. It's a device you're not familiar with. It's called a key. Now watch how this works, if you will. Keep the eye. I'm going to ask questions later. Here we are. Yeah, that works. Chinese philosophy, Walden 2, anti-war material. Das Kapital. Oh, I read that. Seditious literature.
Government rations here.
Surplus?
Sounds like a mariachi band.
Men are warring, I hear their cries, but no tree will die to make my spear. That doesn't sound like that radical maniac the chief described, does it? Sam?
Los Angeles detectives. Thought we'd put this whole Zerk business to bed.
Chief Mulray, community-minded soul that he is, took it upon himself to warn me. Too late. The young one had already been here. Put a good charade, too.
And what about this weekend, Lester? Those two detectives will be poking around while our inspection tour is going on. I promised the governing board absolute secrecy during this venture. Anything goes wrong during the inspection could jeopardize the payment. $2 million, Lester. And clear profit. Every penny of it.
You're right to be careful. You're dealing with a very nervous group of people. Especially that Mr. Bricker.
Why can't Mulray run them out of town just till the weekend is over? That's the critical time.
Not enough legal reason. You can't let him in on the whole plan. And he's a legal man, even if he is easily duped.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Marsh Bricker, he's in L.A. Well, if we can't run them out of town, what we must do is get them suckered back down to Los Angeles, just until the weekend's over. I know what Bricker's mind feeds on. Half-truths. I can play him like a Wurlitzer.
Events of the past month that really should surprise no one. First, as reported here, financier Ernest Petrulio...
And then there's that hostile gun club that's a cross between my Cub Scout camp and Starlike 17. Cheers.
Hello?
Mr. McBride, it's me.
Maggie!
Listen, Mr. McBride, you remember that Ernest Petrulio case that you were working on where the daughter ran away from home and then you had to go down and find her? And then they had those high-powered securities, that were stolen from Petrulio's office? Well, Marshal Bricker just called here about that.
Hold it. Slow down. The Marshal Bricker?
Yes, that pompous guy that's on TV. Anyway, he called and said that you ought to tune into his show tonight so you could rebut him.
What? So I can rebut?
He just said that he found some new facts on the Petrulio case, and he found facts about you and facts about Mr. Ryan, and... Well, anyway, he's on Channel 14 right now.
Quickly, turn on the TV.
Well, first,
He sounds very grim.
No, this isn't some exotic white-collar crime. It's just a plain old burglary. And now, this reporter has learned that at the time of the safe-cracking, Mr. Petrulio had working in San Diego a private investigator, one Frank McBride. Now, that's interesting. It's interesting. McBride's partner is a Peterson T. Ryan, an ex-convict. An ex-convict rumored to be no novice at safe work.
Rebut him.
A few more
kill him.
investigations.
Mac, you know how Marshal Bricker is. I mean, he appeals to that uptight fringe. The guys that got the pickup.
Retired.
He as good as said we stole the securities.
Wait a minute.
Wait, crackers.
Wait until tomorrow, Mac.
Please.
There's no sense in getting so hot about
I'll
that.
see you in Los Angeles.
Wait a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mac, wait.
Hey, Pete, where's Mac?
I was watching TV last night, the Marshbricker News.
I caught it.
What's the story?
I haven't got any idea. Where's Mac?
Mr. McBride's in jail. That was the Rampart Division that just called. Apparently he lost his temper and Marshal Bricker just filed assault charges against him.
Holy mackerel, when he left, I knew he was hot, but assault.
Ruggieri, KITV News, Mr. Ryan.
No comment.
As Mr. McBride's alleged partner, what is your reaction to the disclosures Marshal Bricker made last night on
Insinuations,
We have no
and they're all
comment.
lies.
Maggie, you bailing me out. That's a switch.
Oh, I knew you were in for trouble. I could see that. That was a cinch.
Oh, leave me alone.
Anyway, let me tell you something. I got a hold of our lawyer. He's looking into the slander aspects of it. In the meantime, I suggest we get back into the action. Get back on that case for Sue Zirk. She called last night, sort of wondering.
Yeah, okay. But this Bricker, you and I are going to plan some strategy that's going to blow that maniac right off the tube.
In the meantime, you would say that the Big R is on top of things, though, wouldn't you? You know, bailing you out and everything. Back. The main thing is to get to Bricker, box him, get him to retract that garbage. Now, I'm already working on the opening gambit. I got Malcolm on it.
Malcolm?
Yeah.
Baggy, you're looking glum. You're hiding something. What is it? Come on, out with it.
Well, Mr. McBride, the Bureau of...
I can't hear you.
And the Bureau of Collections called, and they want to see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock regarding that newscast.
Why didn't you tell us this before, Maggie?
Well, I didn't want Mr. McBride to get any more depressed.
Oh, come on. Who's depressed now? It's my investigator's license.
Well, listen, they said, though, it was just for an informal chat.
Oh, sure it is.
Frank McBride, Ralph Musselwhite, Hector Diaz, San Diego Prosecutor's Office. We'd like to ask you some questions pertaining to negotiable securities missing from SCR Corporation.
Listen, I used to work with a guy called Ernie Petrulio. That's how I met McBride. Your story is close, but no cigar. You understand? The detectives did not steal the securities, but I know who did.
Really? Who?
What? Here in the hallway? What we should do is sit down somewhere nice, quiet, compare sources. I'd like to know what you have. The securities are just a tip of the iceberg. Aren't you interested?
Mr. Stroop, we can wait until Monday. This can wait until Monday.
Monday? We're talking mafia. We're talking the United States Senator with a Las Vegas slush fund, and you want to wait till Monday?
Well, listen, please. Make an appointment with my girl.
Your girl? This is Peabody Award time.
No, I'm sorry. I can't do anything for you till after the weekend. Thank you.
You know, those cans had military labels on them. Would that mean anything to you?
No. Well, did you check the surplus stores and the backpack shops?
That was the next thing on my list until this Bricker thing blew in.
Well, what about where he worked? Maybe Jerry said something to them that would be helpful.
Well, I was going to go up there today and check that out, but it looks like the San Diego DA wants to talk with me, too. Look, Sue, this securities thing is eating up all of our time, and it's really not fair to you. Now, let me set you up with another agency, all right?
Pete, no, I don't want to do that. I spent a lot of time checking out investigators before I came to you and Mac.
Well, until we get our own hassles resolved, we're working at 20% capacity.
So I'll go up to Verona myself.
Hey, you just can't go waltzing into a death inquiry. There'll be a hostile sheriff up there, uptight people. You'll be walking around on strange turf. That's no good. Excuse me a second, huh? Sit down and we'll discuss it. Hello. Hey, Malcolm. How's it going with Bricker?
Pete, I talked to this man and I couldn't get anything out of him. He seemed interested, but he was in a rush to go away for the weekend.
And he kept interrupting me to talk to his secretary about who's going to take care of the dogs. There's a follow-up with Golden State.
Airways reservations,
Winter Sox, this, that.
He didn't say anything about his sources. Huh? Or about Mac?
By the time I laid out all the bait, he had to go.
Okay, Malcolm. Call me later, okay? Thanks. Sue?
Mr. McBride.
Oh, keep your shirt on. What's going on?
She took off. She's going up to Verona by herself. And for another piece of good news...
I'll be with you. Yeah, what?
Bricker passed on Malcolm's fate. He also said he was splitting for the weekend.
He passed up an item like Malcolm gave him for a little rest and recreation? Come on, that Brecker would drag his tongue through ground glass for a story half as good as that. Where'd he say he was going?
No, I didn't say. He just said he was going out on Golden State Airlines.
Golden State?
Maggie.
Yeah?
Get me Golden State Airlines information and reservations. Golden State Airlines, you know, they fly all those little tank towns.
Yeah, Truckee, Santa Rosa.
I got him.
Hello. This is Marshal Bricker. I'd like to confirm my reservations on your flight 36. Oh, 61, yeah. I can never read my secretary's scrawl. I did? Thanks very much. He was booked to Hammett with a connecting Piper Cub flight to Verona Airfield.
Verona? He wouldn't be following up on that Jerry Zirk case. But he was death on terrorists.
Not Jerry Zirk. It's something bigger than that, Mac. We struck a big nerve up there. That's why Brecker is trying to hang us up.
Hey, get your coat. We're on our way.
Mr. McBride, you're keeping us waiting.
Talk to you later. I've done all right.
I hope you were wearing your trust.
Who said this was a road? Hey. Hey, this must be one of those weather-tight explosive canisters. These roads are rigged to blow. We might be fooling around with some government installation.
Well, I didn't notice any military markings or equipment when I was up here.
Well, the CIA don't exactly set up neon signs, you know.
Come to think of it, who said it had to be our government, huh?
I did. Because I don't want to consider the alternative.
Are you all right? Take a look at this. I told you not to come up here alone.
No, I'm sorry. I was just trying to find a way in.
Well, it didn't break the skin.
Pete, listen. When I was coming up the road this morning, I heard some trucks coming, so I hid. And it looked like they were headed for the club.
Don't tell me. One of the guys who was in the truck was Marsh Bricker, Mac's old buddy, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'd say there were about 5 other men with him. Big, solid-looking types with lots of expensive luggage.
I think I can get us past those dogs.
This is a very fine jacket.
Yeah.
I know this will work.
It'll work. I did vacation relief on the canine squad. That's how I know it'll work. All right. You keep jiggling this thing, and the dog will tantalize you. They're focused on the human scent. You and I'll run on down the road there. Find a clear place to climb over. Come on there, Sue. Now, if anybody comes, you take off.
This is my sole contribution?
That's where the dogs came at me.
Yeah, you're right. Looks more like a SAC Air Force base than a rod and gun club.
There's more buildings. I didn't have a chance to check them out.
Let's have a look.
Those dogs have been out of the kennel for 20 minutes. Check it out. Mitch, you're moving. Take a look.
Installations? What kind of a hellhole is this?
Maybe Air Force wasn't far off. You know, the Nike missile's obsolete. Uncle Sam's been abandoning the bases.
Hitler's bunker was not like this.
And of course, there are other facilities to be completed. You know, before we bought this place from the Army, those poor fellows, they didn't have a wine cellar. And it's a pity, really, because the rooms downstairs would be excellent for it.
Mr. Adler, now, at the last full membership meeting, we discussed a security system. Has that been implemented?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, you see, if we ever do have to occupy this site, all access roads will be electronically detonated behind you. And that way, you and your families will be isolated here on this mountain and absolutely safe.
Do not move. Do me the kindness of staying perfectly still. Do not turn. Do not speak. Lean forward with your hands on the table. You there, Silverhead. Slip off the jacket, easy. Out into the hall, in an orderly fashion, gentlemen. Hands behind your head. Follow me, gentlemen, please. Mitch! Better get back here right now. Problem.
10-4, I'm on my way in.
With all your persistence, it looks like we must make you a member of the club. Howl, if you like. You're 200 feet below the surface, so you won't disturb anyone. So I didn't want to leave you alone with all that communications gear.
Clown thinks he's Peter Lorre. What's all this?
This is all that stuff that I saw in the truck, that Arnold's rent truck.
This is? You know that room marked hydroponics? That's where they grow vegetables without soil, like in case of a war. when the soil in the air might be contaminated.
Did you bring your little device?
What?
The key.
The majority of the completion money will be used for the construction of the catch basin. And, of course, the solar energy conversion system.
Hey, Mac, that's the same can that was in Zirk's cabin. This could be where he got his canned sand.
Sawdust.
But as we discussed at the last full membership meeting, dependency on an electric generator for any number of years would be foolhardy at best.
Excuse the interruption, please, gentlemen.
Lester tells me that Mitch and Larry will be here at any moment, and we can trek out to the catch basin.
You know, they've gone to an awful lot of trouble to make somebody think that they have bought the real thing. And that somebody, I think, is Marshall Bricker and his friends up there at the space food banquet table.
This is pure cane sugar from Hawaii. That is helpful in fighting infection.
Yeah.
Everything in this place is phony or rented.
Except for the lock on that door up there. I got me another little device.
I never heard of this con. Never thought they'd go this far.
Wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job, Mr. Adler. Excellent job. Excellent.
Thank God they'll be piddling around out there so we can take care of this.
Good thing I found him when I did.
Move back from the door. This project could be called the Doomsday Club. And I'm afraid for you, too, Doomsday will be a bit nearer.
What do you call this project to the people that you built?
A contingency community. Oh, they're a pathetic lot. But they seem to think that their society is on the verge of collapse.
Well, that's not so weird.
I don't argue with them. It's true. We live in a scary age. But if this Holocaust does appear, I would much rather spend it on the French Riviera than here in this hole.
It's a beautiful scam, actually. They give you the money to build this stronghold, and except for a few supervised visits, nobody's ever going to come up here.
They pay, 10 years worth of groceries, and you end up giving them 3 or 4 months.
Don't pretend that there aren't other places like this.
It's the only one I've ever heard of that the capital skimmed off.
I'm sorry for everyone concerned that you two penetrated as far as you did.
What the hell's going on here?
Step down, please, Mr. Bricker. That's it. Inside, please. Yeah. It's just a flesh wound. Let me give you a hand.
Adler, I demand an explanation for all of this.
You're just a thief. $1 million so far and $2 million yet to come. You're just a common thief.
And you're a horse's rosette. What did they tell you to make you hang this paint job on us?
The Zirk boy was an extreme radical, but your poking around would have brought our project into the open.
You know, Jerry Zirk found out what was going on up here. He's dead. Bricker, old buddy, now you found out. You got the message?
Mr. Adler, we better move before the others come back. There's more at stake here than your bleeding project. I've already got a murder charge hanging over me.
Nobody knows these two are here. We'll bury them, and that's the end of it. Marshall's death can be explained as an accident. We'll have to stage one. That way the project goes on.
Look, wait a minute. You're perfectly right about Bricker. There's nothing that he wouldn't spill his guts about. But you can settle with my partner and me. Okay?
Wait a minute! You're making a deal with these rats? Come on, leave me out of it, you think?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're the same as you were in San Quentin. You're
All right,
second me.
then
Get out of here! Get away from
I'm
me!
gonna make my own deal.
Go and make a deal with me!
All right, Mac, if that's how it's got to be, but look, please, I don't want to die. Just let me walk out of here with my head, and no one will ever know about your scam up here. Nobody. See, look, Bach can take care of McBride. I'll get Bricker. I'll take care of his little accident. You can get a camera. You can photograph me doing it. That way we'll both have a trump card. See? I don't want to die. I mean, that's not wrong, is it?
Listen, I'm sorry. I just figured Lester back for a straight arrow. Their case looked open and shut.
The one you should apologize to is the lady here.
Man.
Hey, Mac.
Huh?
Here comes the ambulance. Come on, fellas, let's get him out of here.
Mr. McBride, we're really very sorry about this whole affair.
Save it, will you, Bricker? None of us has the stomach for another apology.
Mr. McBride, we thought we had something good here and that it was necessary, and we were just trying to protect that. Of course, there'll be an on-the-air retraction and a public apology.
There'll be more than that. There'll be a suit. Come on, Sue.
Pete, look, about what happened in Los Angeles, I'm really sorry I
Do me a favor, will you? No more apologies for today, okay? Get in. Hey, Mac?
Yeah.
I'm taking you home.